Oh, hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. My name is Ben, Community Lead at Ethnex. I'm delighted to have Zee Zheng with us today, the founder of Spacechain. So thanks Zee for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's a great pleasure.
Cool. Perhaps as always, it's best to start from the top. Maybe you can give us a brief overview of Spacechain, maybe some of your achievements and your latest progress.
Oh, great. Yeah, thanks for having me. And my name is Zee Zheng. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Spacechain. And I co-founded this initiative at 2017 with my co-founder, Jeff Garzik. So if you are familiar with the early Bitcoin history, then you may know him. He was the third ever Bitcoin developer, and he contributed largely as the initial Bitcoin code, including all the mining and yeah, he was famous.
A legend in the space.
Yeah. He actually one of the fun fact about him is that because in the early days, Bitcoin was like 1 cent and or like 10 cents. So he was giving away like hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin to people.
Yeah.
And I guess but he said he doesn't regret it. I doubt it. But without that, I mean, like Bitcoin won't be anything. But yeah, so he's our co-founder. He's in charge of our technical architecture. So basically, what Spacechain want to do is that we want to bring blockchain technology to the space industry and also utilize the advantage of the space industry with the blockchain. So we have, yeah, this is we just get into the first and a half year. Then we are doing our like not very long history. We launched 2 satellite payloads.
Mm-hmm.
And we it was the first blockchain node that's actually in space. So the second launch happened in October last year as well. So basically, we directly tested our own blockchain-enabled operating system, and we conducted a multi-signature transaction via our satellite payloads. So yeah, so we made 2 launches, and we actually have multiple launches being booked at this moment in the very near future. So that's kind of like a roadmap we have. So the purpose of doing that is just simple, one of the most simple use cases being a lot of hackers continue to target blockchain company, and exchange deposit money gets stolen, reserve money gets stolen, and all the hacking with phones and everything. So by understanding the function, like how it actually functions, the solution we provide is basically we are able to generate a blockchain transaction only by using our satellite payloads. Basically, we can generate a Bitcoin transaction, let's say, without using internet.
Cool.
Which,
yeah.
We offer a so-called we call it warm wallet, so it's in between cold and hot. Although cold wallet is complete offline, but because we can use our satellite communication method to activate a transaction, then we can make transaction even it's offline. So which brings another level of security, because most of the traditional, I would say 98% of hacking is done through internet. And yeah, basically that solves one of the issue. And a second part being because our satellite payloads have the capacity to run smart contract. So that's why we can generate a multi-signature transaction. Plus, we allow our clients to write extra encryption by themselves. So we are a facilitator, we are the channel, but even we don't necessarily need to know how exactly you encrypt your transaction, but we were a communication channel. So that's another big, I would say, big part of innovation from us.
So it is decentralized and open source and all of that.
Yes. So we open source our operating system called the Spacechain OS. So it's the first blockchain-enabled real-time satellite operation system. But because most engineers are not familiar with aerospace industry, they don't have experience on how it exactly satellite works and everything. Even open source that, we still need to demonstrate to the open source community how exactly that works.
Yeah.
That's why we're making application by ourselves. We're making launches of ourselves. Yeah, on the roadmap, we wish there are more company to develop upon our operating system. We flight tested, it's working,
Yeah.
it's not, which I think is kind of cool.
Right. I guess it's good to create some apps that people can use as a template, or just lead the way. Then open source developers can come along and see what you've done and
Exactly.
code in a
So
similar way.
that's the whole point of why we making launches, why we are making application, because basically we want to, the application we have makes business sense. We want to, it serves a certain function and the industry. So for now, our angle is cybersecurity, is protecting funds, a potentially technical solution for custodian service provider. So yeah, so we want that play that part. Then we can get more traction, and people understand. Oh, okay, space can be used, like space is useful, satellite is useful in this way for blockchain industry. At the same time, we generate new use case for space industry as well, because now they're okay, we can serve for blockchain companies. So that's whole like yeah, that's the why we are building this. It seems a long answer for your question, but
No, it's very good answer. I think you've answered a few more of my questions in that one answer, so appreciate that. Yeah, really, really interesting. I guess the first question that comes to my mind after hearing that is, how does the Spacechain token fit in that system? Like, what's the utility behind the token?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we're working on like three directions right now. First, we want to directly work with the developers. So because although we are open source, but the main challenge of the open source software is actually, although it's open source, but when you use it, there are also challenges because you don't know everything about the system. So we're working on this we so-called Red Hat model. The Red Hat serving the Linux ecosystem. So our service, our team actually working with a couple other developer team to work on that. So we are charging a subscription model. They need to pay a certain number of tokens, so they can continue to get a technical support from our engineering team. And also because we not only we open source our software, but also we are looking at open sourcing the hardware standard. Basically, eventually our ultimate goal is that we open source the hardware and the software. So if you happen to have a launch opportunity yourself, you can just use whatever is already out there to make your own launches without even going through us. So that's kind of the ultimate goal. So we actually produce our own hardware, so that's up for purchase with our token as well. The second part being, because we already book a future launch very soon, so it's gonna happen in the. I couldn't really release the launch date because the rocket company will get mad, but it's gonna happen. So we're gonna utilize the storage and also the uplink downlink capacity there. So basically, we want to utilize our token. People can, for example, store your family photo with our Telegram. We can just launch it. Then you can download it. And also, we're looking at another part being encrypted messaging. So that's also very good usage of our satellite payloads. So yeah, it's always around the space and blockchain ecosystem. And since we will continue to launch hardwares, which we're gonna put in our token utility with our future launches.
Cool. Can you just confirm? So you're on the Ethereum blockchain at the moment. Is it an ERC20? Yeah.
So actually, we have two tokens. One is called. One is definitely a standard ERC20 tokens. But initially, we actually launched with a Qt. So we also have a ERC20 token, so-called. But we have. But now is everything. So it's interchangeable one-to-one. For people's convenience. So if you prefer using the quantum blockchain, then definitely, yeah. If you with a quantum wallet, it's pretty. So you can use that. But if not, totally change to ERC20, which everything is the same.
Yeah. So where does that bridge happen? Where could that swap occur?
So initially we work with a couple of exchanges. So now most of the trading ERC20, but for functionality wise, so there's a wallet called a QBAO. So QBAO. So they help us. They are our wallet partner. So they help us with the conversion between QRC and ERC. It's interchangeable.
Nice. Cool. Sounds good. And I guess another question that springs to mind. So I guess bringing blockchain to space isn't what every project in the industry is doing. It sounds quite unique in a way. Are there any other projects doing that? Are there any competitors in the space? And sort of if so, How do you compete with them? What gives you the edge?
So in terms of like launching hardwares to the space in the blockchain industry, I think we remain still the only company, according to my knowledge. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm 99% sure, but
Yeah.
there's always price.
Yeah.
But in terms of integrating with space and blockchain, there are actually other companies doing it, but with very different direction. For example, blockchain is actually doing a really good job on like connecting their Lightning network with the satellite network, but the model is a little different because what they do is basically they are renting existing satellite services to help them to broadcast the service, the Lightning network they have. So which makes perfect sense because basically it provides global coverage for those places that have internet, and it's pretty easy to use. So that's pretty good. And I know there are other companies working on distributed storage on the satellites, so providing a remote location for certain super important data storage. And at the same time, there are companies working on encrypted messaging. So I would say, except Blockstream, most of the existing people are working on the integration are already either partner or we already talked because there are not that many players. So in terms of competition, there's at this moment I wouldn't say there's exactly a competition because first of all it's such a niche angle and a very I would say very high bar to entry. But I personally consider, I actually wish there were definitely more direct competition because there we will have something to study from. But now it's like when we think of doing something, we just have to do it, then figure it out on the way. There's no expert in terms of.
I guess that's the downside to first mover advantage, right? Is that you're creating the path rather than having one that you can follow.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like most of people I encounter mention about space and blockchain, people think it's just like it's very remote, it's very like it's real. Then we talk about we actually made 2 launches. People, okay, you're actually serious about this. So
you're not crazy.
So yeah, but I think our team we're relatively low key. We are very focused on delivery. So rather than making a lot of noises, making a lot of just say we're the best, but we don't do that. But we care about delivery, so that's why we focus on making launches. That's how space industry actually treats you seriously, unless you are continue working on flight testing and everything. So as a space company. So yeah, we want to first of all make our community happy, consider giving an update. At the same time, want to have our own position in the space industry.
Nice, cool. So I guess in the context of this interview, so you guys are in the current ETH4Next token vote round. And so I guess in that context, I wonder sort of what the project will bring to ETH4Next in terms of volume, communities, and then vice versa, what being on ETH4Next can sort of help do for your community.
Okay, that's great. So first of all, I think our project is very unique. So I actually check other applicants and check many other tokens already listed. A lot of gaming company, a lot of I would use storage, payment system, but I think we are still one of the only, one of the at least very few space companies. So I think in terms of promoting industrial use cases, we're unique and we deserve a spot. So that's part. The second part, I would say our community is very enthusiastic. So they are not only enthusiastic about crypto, but also blockchain technology, but also they're really interested in space. So I would say that's also part of the community that other projects may have this kind of coverage. At the same time, we consistently promote our project. So we actually attend not that many blockchain conferences, but we attend a lot of space conferences all over the world. So cool. Yeah, actually expand our network, want to expand the influence for the blockchain technology and also our project to the new industry, which is space industry. Yeah. I think that's quite interesting because you want to as much diverse possible.
I think that's really important as well, even in general in the space, for certain projects to be reaching outside the borders of just blockchain people and actually reaching other industries.
Yeah, we go to conferences in Korea, China, Singapore, US, and it seems of blockchain people. So it's It's like we're meeting same people at different places.
Yeah.
We should like really expand the network.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Are you well received at these space conferences? What do they think about blockchain?
I think initially we were just like one of the attendees, and actually just last week I was invited to one of the most important space conference at Luxembourg. So I gave a keynote. So basically, I think that's a sign people think, oh, like let's learn about that, right? So beginning people think, yeah, like I said, even for space companies, they were like, I don't even know what blockchain is, although that's as much as being talked about. But space is very, very traditional industry. If you are not a 20-year-old company, you are not even a player. Right?
Yeah.
They're not that space startup out there compared with other industries. So yeah, but I think we have made a lot of progress. So over 30 space company already signed up to be our partners to at least explore what we do and also continue to update. We give them an update about the technical progress. At the same time, we were actually worked with a UK space agency and a satellite application counterpart in UK to conduct a series of workshops for space professionals about what a blockchain is. So we are doing a lot of like education work, but I mean it's a long way to go, but I would say we make progress.
Nice, sounds positive. So I guess one last question, and I'll let you go. Much more open-ended. Like, was there anything else you wanted to share, or maybe about you said quite a lot already, but perhaps if there's anything else you want to share about the blockchain and space industry and how the merging of the two is positive?
Okay, I would say one of the, I think a key point of we starting the project, one of the key motivation being a blockchain is such an open source technology. So that's why it actually develops so fast, right? So people don't need to repeat other people's work. You can basically see, okay, that's really cool. I'm gonna add that feature in my project. So that's why it's developing so fast and people can actually learn from each other easily. But the space industry actually, I wouldn't say the opposite, but it's very, very close. So like it used to be only government, the big institution can work on space. When you talk about launching satellite, you think, oh, okay, NASA can do that, but you don't think of a startup can do that.
Yeah.
And the cost of launch, the access being open, so we actually have more opportunity. So I think that's a very interesting combination because one of the blockchain can bring to the space industry is that the open source mindset and also international collaboration. So yeah, it used to be US versus Russia, US versus China. But for blockchains, there's no local business. Whatever you do is global, right? So we want to bring that kind of mindset to the space industry. And that part actually, we got a major advantage of because we're so open-minded. We talk to everyone, Israel company, India, like Chinese, US, all the companies. So we actually got a very good feedback. And when we assemble a project, our team is very international as well. So we can leverage our knowledge on, we can get hardware here, we can make launch here, we get the best deals, right? So that's the benefit of collaboration. So that's something that we're really, really passionate about. And every time we make progress on that area, we think it's positive for the whole space industry. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Yeah, blockchain has done that for the financial industry. It's done it for various industries where it's completely blown the doors wide open. Anyone who's committed and enthusiastic can harness that technology to build something great. So I think that's a really great point.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
Nice. And then so one last thing, where can people go to get started? Is there any obvious links? I'll chuck them in the description. But if you want to mention anywhere specifically for developers or potential users.
Yeah, definitely check spacechain.com. It's spacechain.com, and we consistently update our progress on our project on Twitter. So we are very active on Twitter, as well as definitely you can join our Telegram community. You can find the links on our website as well. So we also so we do weekly reports, we do technical blogs on Medium. So search Spacechain and the medium.com as well. But I think the best way to get updates is still like Twitter. But to get the whole white paper and the technical structure, Spacechain.com will be the best.
Perfect.
Hopefully, it's a FedEx soon. And
fingers crossed. Cool. Cheers, Zee. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Take care, man. See ya.